What up, what up? Good afternoon. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, here from the Recap Studios. What's up, everybody? What's up? Everyone's freaking out. We're yelling. I want to yell about a lot of things, to be honest with you. So why not yell about the Cubs? Everyone else seems to be. Cap was last night on the recap. Everyone's pissed off. And then I look at the records and say, wow, the Cubs are one of the best teams in baseball. And you guys are going to come at me and say, this is just because what they've been. No. The Cubs have the second best record in all of baseball. I'm sorry, third best. Third best record in all of baseball. But we're pissed. Now, you should be pissed about Ben Brown. Like, he's terrible. He should not pitch another game for the Cubs this year. And you got to tip your cap to the Brewers. They've won 11 in a row and now currently are the best team going in baseball. Okay, well, the chat's full. I said let's yell. I'm allowing you to yell. I know you're yelling at Jed, and you're like acting as if he's sitting on his hands. I'm going to play a scenario for you. My phone rings. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm a GM of a team. I'm the Marlins GM. Pick a GM. Diamondbacks. Hello. Hey, it's Jed Hoyer. Oh, Jed, we see that you're desperate and your fan base is yelling at you. We saw Ben Brown go out and give you nothing yesterday. Oh, you want Merrill Kelly? We haven't decided if we're selling yet, but I'm going to need your 3 top 100 prospects and X, Y, and Z because right now you're the first team to call. And you want Eugenio Suarez too? Okay. You're the first team that's going to make a trade. That's not how it works. I know that we want him to be desperate. And Becky's saying, I'm yelling at the front office. That's fair in some ways. We should be yelling at Hoyer and company for not getting enough pitching in the offseason. That's a different argument. Keep in mind, 2/5 of your starting rotation have been on the shelf. And you can say 60% of your starting rotation if you count Imanaga, who's been back for the last 3-4 weeks. Steele's out for the year. Taillon's out for at least the rest of this month. Hopefully he's back in August. You would think he would need at least a rehab start or two. OD, anytime the Cubs have a bullpen game, it's pretty much bad news. Need more starters. Still betting the 1.5 run line tonight with 45-year-old Rich Hill and former Cub on the mound. How about that? Rich Hill has pitched every year in the major leagues from 2004 to 2025, I think I saw. Absolutely crazy. Becky, Brown needs to be sent back to Iowa for the rest of the year and work on his pitches and maybe get a third pitch in the offseason. Or trade. Well, what's the some other team that sees the talent. He's got talent. Like, we're not going to talk about that. By the way, this fine program is brought to you by Hooters. Right now, I could use some OG wings. I'm not going to lie to you. I need like wing therapy. If that's a possibility, you can go to originalhooters.com, find the closest location nearest you. I might end up going order.hooters.com and seeing if they'll deliver to the office for Katie and myself. Katie? Yeah. See if they do that, actually. See if we can get some ordered.hooters.com to the office. Phil, straight beatdown in the crib last night. Definitely not good. Calm down, though, people. Like, you're not going to get the panic from me right now. Okay, the Brewers guess who's still not worried about the Milwaukee Brewers? This guy. Let's talk in 10 days after the trade deadline. Let's talk in 10 days. I agree with you, Becky. I think everyone officially agrees with that comment. Don't know what else Jed needs to see make moves now. The Brewers aren't messing around. The Brewers are going to sit there and go, well, Andrew Vaughn's been our big spark plug. They're 10-0 with Andrew Vaughn. He was 0 for 4 last night. Finally had an off day, and they still went out and dominated because Brandon Woodruff shoved against the Seattle Mariners. And this is what I laugh at, because Becky says Hoyer's not going to do anything at the deadline. Hoyer and company need to be gone after this year no matter what. Why? This is where I stand, folks. You say fire a guy, okay? Matt Eberflus last year. We could sit there and go around the league. I need alternatives. You want to fire Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins, Becky? Who are you getting? Is it going to change how ownership feels about spending? Phil says Cap said it perfectly last night. We need pitching immediately. 100%. I said this, you guys, 99% of you here are Recap Lunch Hour fam and our OGs. How many months have I been saying? And I used to use Matthew Boyd in this, by the way. Matthew Boyd's arguably their ace. How much more can Colin Ray and Ben Brown and Cade Horton give you to get to the trade deadline? We're here. They can't give you any more. In fact, Colin Ray has turned it around and has been pretty admirable, to say the least. Godfather said yesterday they're in the middle of a pennant race and doing a bullpen game. Win the division, my rear end. This is where we stand in baseball, though, Godfather. The Dodgers did a bullpen game last week or over the weekend. People are doing bullpen games, man. Ben Brown plus pitch lab equals a failure. On the South side, who happen to be the second hottest team in baseball because the Brewers are right there, 4-0 after the break. Their pitching lab, you need Ethan Katz to come over and fix some of these Cubs pitchers. I'm not kidding, by the way. Park full under the luxury tax, best of both worlds for cheapo Tom. I'm convinced if they don't make the playoffs, Jed is okay. Phil, I agree with that statement. I agree. The Cubs have a 4-game lead on the wild card as we speak. And if you really want to be technical, they have a 5.5-game lead on the wild card because of the 2 wild card spots. You guys, calm the F down. I love all of you. Calm the F down. Jed has been on the phone, and I love you to death, Phil. If you guys think that Jed Hoyer's sitting there going, I need to see more. I need to see more. Phone on Do Not Disturb. You guys are out of your damn minds. I know. I've seen the Cubs have scouts everywhere right now, just like every team in baseball. Let me ask you a question. I've been asking the same damn question because even if the Cubs won last night, everyone would be sitting here bitching about, well, the Brewers have won 11 in a row. Okay. Stop worrying about everybody else and worry about yourself. And right now, that's the Cubs. They need to worry about taking care of their business and not anybody else's. And when you go to MLB trade rumors or you go to X right now, it's all that. It's all rumors. Brown not a major league player, not ready. Thomas, complete debacle this season is going to turn into. I mean, look at where we are. They're 2-2 since the All-Star break. And we're saying this team is going to be a debacle. They have. I'm convinced of this. They have the best offense in baseball. And you guys are sitting here saying that this year is going to go down as a debacle. Right now, they have a 98.7% chance to make the postseason, a 14.7% chance to win the World Series. I just want to let you know, right now as we sit here, the Chicago Cubs have the best odds to win the World Series by Baseball Reference. The Brewers are second. You guys, I'll until I'm blue in the face. Ben Johnson's at the podium right now. By the way, the Bears start this week. Thank God. I need something to get you guys off the ledge. My God. Loud noises is right, Landon. We should be yelling, Dead. That's why you can yell. I'm yelling back. Like the Cubs are not. I'm standing up for Jed Hoyer, I guess. And I will until the trade deadline officially closes. And if the Cubs haven't done anything, I'll flip a table over. Okay? Because then it'll be inexcusable. But I don't think I'm going to be flipping a table over. I really, really don't. I really don't. You know, the Kansas City Royals are out there trotting out 45-year-old Rich Hill. They think they're still in a race. They're not. They're not. They're 3 games under 500, 4.5 out of a wild card. Nobody outside of the Detroit Tigers and the AL Central's in this race. And I'll stay on that hill. The White Sox have gained 4 games pretty quickly, haven't they? That's pretty fun, by the way. Pretty fun. The White Sox just went and keep shoving. They scored 35 runs in 4 games, and everyone else is yelling back. Everyone else is yelling. And it's fine. I love when you guys talk to each other. What the F, Jed, says Kurt. Going already? I thought this was supposed to be happening early. 2-2 tango. 2-2 tango. At some point, Jed's going to have to make the move. But look at their team. They're not like in a free fall here where they've lost 11 of 13. They're not. Josh, I'm not going to overreact till next week, but Ben Brown, my gosh, is insanely bad. I will not overreact to why the hell Craig Counsell left him in after seeing you have a 4-1 lead and the guy clearly doesn't have it. Get his ass out of there and figure out the bullpen game. I know Flexen didn't have it was his worst game as a Cub last night, and I'm not going to hammer on Chris Flexen, who's been fantastic for them. But what about your manager? What did you see to keep leaving Ben Brown out there? You want to yell about that? I'm all in on that. Records don't matter when everyone else is catching up. The Dead says, I'm not upset with Jed. I'm upset because we keep doing bullpen games and they lose them. I'm telling you right now, I'd risk the Cubs are winning the damn game tonight. The Cubs are winning big. I'm not telling you my bet of the day just yet. Right now, fade Guff is a big thing out there. Terry, there's nothing we can do about the Brewers except beat them when we play them head to head. I can tell you this. The fans are more worried about the Brewers than the Cubs are. Next week should be fun. If you guys want to have a say in it, drive your ass up to Milwaukee and fill that stadium like always, Wrigley North, and let the Brewers fans sit there and cry. You know what, Brewers? You handle your business too. What's up, LCK Dog? Greetings to you from the DR. Wow, how about that? Down from the Dominican, watching my guy Juan Tomas crush it in the Dominican Summer League today, which, by the way, I went to a Dominican Winter League game 10 years ago. I think everyone should have to do that because incredible experience. People forget to realize Milwaukee has an 11-game winning streak and a 9-game winning streak. And it took all of that, LC, just to get where the Cubs are, okay? I think they have the 7th hardest schedule the rest of the way. Let's see what happens. They've had impressive victories. I'm not sitting there discrediting their road trip. They're beating up on the Dodgers. They sweep them. Now they got Seattle. They're beating good teams. If Jed doesn't do anything, it's Ricketts playing the fiddle. Agreed. But according to Cap, Tom has given Jed permission to go out and do whatever you need to do to get it done. And if he doesn't do that, then it is on Jed. I will flip a table over. If they can't beat Rich Hill tonight, they have serious issues. I don't see Rich Hill going long in this game, but I'm with you. Guy's a vet. Brewers keep winning. Why? They need to stop. The Dead, I hate the Brewers. Sean, will the Cubs get first place back? I'm still saying they win the division. I just think I broke some news to you guys. Right now, the Cubs have a 57.5% chance to win the division, while the Brewers have a 41.7%. All of the odds, you guys, are still so heavily in the Brewers' favor that I'm trying to calm you down. Pablo Sox are headed in the right direction. I know it's not forever. A lot more learning and a losing coming, but I feel optimistic now if we can just get Guff to wear a calf protector this weekend as the Cubs and Sox play. Hey, talk about two teams right now. Like the Sox, I feel strong the Sox are going to get one this weekend. Plus Assad. I'm not counting on Javier Assad to do anything for me this year, Tyler. LC, they're a 500 team if you take those winning streaks out of the picture. Even with those streaks, the Cubs are only one game back, still in a great place. Yeah, I don't take losing streaks out because the season's this. It's a roller coaster. You win 8 in a row, you lose 5 in a row. You win 4 in a row, you lose 2. That's baseball. The key is, can you be consistent for the longest amount of time? And the Cubs have done that. The Cubs have been consistent all year long. Now, they've been really good at times. Like, they're 10-6 in July. It's not like it's... Here's what the Cubs are okay, in March, they had the crazy Japan trip. They're 3-4 in March, 15-9 in April, 18-9 in May, 13-13 in June when everybody said the sky is falling, 10-6 in July. They're in plus in the run differential in every single month. They're 14-8 in one-run games. I mean, this is a really good baseball team, folks, whether you want to admit it or not. And it's some of you are not admitting it. Jess, this was expected since Tyone is injured. Sorry, Clyde, that this would be a bullpen game. Funny. I'm sorry, Clyde. Brown was a wrong choice to start, but who else do we have? He came out to do, yeah. They did the opener last night. Maybe you do Flexen, but Flexen's not stretched out. To your point, Jess, they don't have any. Like, Ben Brown came up because they had nobody else. They will not beat Rich Hill tonight. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel because he's coming back to the place that drafted him. He's 45, nothing to lose. He's a lefty. He's dealing. I think he lost that chip. That chip it was gone a long time ago. Brown, unfortunately, not trade value now unless he's a throw-in. He's not going to be a throw-in, but I certainly is selling lower. Guff, are we still doing that delivery service to boats? Love that suggestion last week, the Dead. I think that was it was something we were looking into, by the way, after you suggested it. Sox might end up sweeping the Cubs, says Thomas. I'd be rather stunned if that happens. What I think all of us need is a Big Daddy mug from Hooters right now. I don't care what you put in it, to be honest with you. You could put the Kona Big Wave. You could put the Mango Cart, the Sam Adams Summer Ale, the Michelob Ultra. Keep your beach bud. Don't have the Repo Margarita, which is the drink of the month. Yeah, all needs some damn snow crab legs, $14.99 a pound this month. Of course, the 11 to 3 lunch specials, the burger, the OG wings, the boneless wings. It's all delicious when you go to Hooters, originalhooters.com, order.hooters.com, which is what Katie's looking up over there. We're seeing if we can DoorDash Hooters. I think we're going to do that. We're going to DoorDash Hooters here. Oh, I don't know. The tender tacos are always a good option. Surprise me. I'll eat anything right now. How about that? Submitting a hoarder. I don't want to hoard. Appreciate Hooters and their proud partnership here on the recap and the recap lunch hour. Look at all of the comments. My goodness, this is awesome. Okay. I see this one from David. Pump the brakes, guys. The Brewers have won 11 straight. We can't beat lefties. Yet on the 22nd of July, we're 1 game back. Landon, speaking of yelling, Ben Brown sounds a lot like Brant. Oh, no, Brown. Eric, Guff, listen, I know everyone here on the recap is probably going to scream about the Cubs losing. But like I said, it's a long season. Let's wait till the end of August, early September, then talk. Eric, I'll pump the brakes. I'll push back on that a little bit because I do think that people should yell post-trade deadline if we're feeling like very incomplete. So I think this is the time to get loud. It's not the time to yell. 10 days from now, we can yell. The Brewers sweep the Cubs. No trades happening. Yell. Ben Brown sucks, says MJ. And Craig Counsell is the most stubborn manager I've ever seen. I think frustration with the manager's fine. I don't understand why he was in the game still last night. Cubs are going to go 4-1 in the next 5, make some solid trades, and things will look pretty good. Tyler Smith is sitting on his couch with his feet up right now and the air conditioning on 65. Cool, calm, and collected. The most cool, calm, and collected guy here. Definitely Ben Brown is a middle relief guy right now. 4-1, you'd hope. Brewers will win the next 5. It is nuts to me what they're doing. Teams get hot. You don't think the Brewers are going to lose 3 games in a row the rest of the year? They will. They will. Jess, if the Brewers have a pitching injury, the whole picture changes again. It's still too early to think about playoff chances. There's 2+ months of possibilities. Here's what I'll say about the Brewers. They'll probably add, but not to the degree. They can't add to the degree the Cubs can. They can't. Can't do it. They don't have the income. They don't have the money. Kurt, it isn't fire Jed now. Jed should have been gone after Theo left. Hopefully PCA is okay. A lot of worry out here. On the Brown thing, Becky, I really do not think Hoyer and Hawkins are the issue. It goes up the ladder, further ownership, not spending. Bird Dog, it just blows my mind. The Cubs are almost 20 games over 500 and are a game behind now. The division has been surprisingly good this year. It doesn't blow my mind. It just tells me that the division's really good and the Cubs are one of the best teams in the league. Marcus says Jed's doing a good job. He's working within the budget ownership gives them. Erica, good afternoon, Guff. Milwaukee will settle down at some point. The Cubs will have their long winning streak at some point. My issue, of course, is Ben Brown. His head clearly not in the game. Hot's fine.
And then side, fries.
Let's dance, Katie. Let's make it. Let's splurge today. Lip Ripper, man, good to see you. Sox, one of the hottest teams after the break. What young guy could you see getting traded? I don't think a young guy gets traded. I think it's going to be Adrian Hauser for sure is getting traded. If Aaron Savali can go out and have another good start, I think he gets traded. I think you look at some of those bullpen options that the White Sox have that have gone into the Ethan Katz pitching, like Dan Attavilla. But young guys, I don't see it happening. Corey Lee as a catcher probably gets dealt. Luis Robert, I think, is definitely getting traded now, which is a good thing if you're a White Sox fan. But they're going to hang on to this core. I've heard some rumblings in the past that they would entertain the idea of trading an Edgar Caro. It raises eyebrows, but you'd have to get an Edgar Caro type back in order to do that. Josh, sometimes this fan base, it's so bipolar. This was like the chat last night on Locked On Cubs. Watch us win today. Entire chat's going to be like, oh my God, we won. And then the Brewers are losing. And everyone's like, hey, we're back. Marcus thinks Jed's doing a good job. Cubs fans are losing their mind. It's kind of awesome to see. It's baseball, man. Calm down. I said calm the F down earlier in the chat here. Have to win the division to get a bye week into the playoffs. Let the wildcard teams beat. Guys, I still feel strong that the Cubs are going to win like 94 games and win the division. I really do. I think the decision on Ben Brown, guys, has been made. He can't pitch for the Cubs as a starter. Can't happen. Marcus, it's baseball. Losses are going to happen. We have the third best record in baseball. Everyone stop panicking. Who's Jed been on the phone with? The Ghostbusters? Thomas, man, you're going to open it's going to be Thomas is the warm-up guy over here. Fix the bench with much better players. Has to happen. And Hawk, too. Let Brown pitch against the White Sox on Sunday. What happens, happens. And go into Milwaukee with Shota and Boyd and make a statement. Careful. White Sox are averaging 9 runs a game since the All-Star break. Careful what you ask for. Ben Brown's road ERA is like 7. I mean, his damn season ERA is like 7. The Dead thinks the Cubs fans should lose their minds a little. It's frustrating because the Brewers are nuts and the team hasn't seen a playoff game in 5 years. Seeing the team doing this against bad teams. I mean, do you want me to dissect the schedule of the Milwaukee Brewers and say, here, like I'm going to pick the Brewers, which, by the way, the Cubs took 2 of 3 earlier this year. When you look at the Milwaukee Brewers, should we dissect the fact that, here, let's find out what, like a team that they shouldn't have lost to. Let's find it. They are pretty good against the team. They're 4-3 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The White Sox just went and waxed them. Should we be, they can't beat the Pirates? 6-0 against the Dodgers, though, is pretty damn impressive. You got to give them that. 6-0 against the Dodgers. They're 2-3 against the Cubs. I'd say let it all play out. They lost 2 of 3 to the Athletics. Terry, if Jed is fired, I'd take Mike Rizzo in a heartbeat. Good, solid name there, but I don't think Jed's getting fired. Al, sure wish I would worry about the Sox like the Cubs fans. Amen, Al, preach. Could you imagine? I've been saying on this show, it'd be nice to feel again. It'd be nice to feel something. The motto, that should be the motto for life. Just worry and focus on what you can control. Guff, we need to start the boat delivery service. Yes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Go Sox, says Dan. Phil is right. Hoyer's hands are tied with the owner who said he wants to win but really doesn't give a crap. It's obvious. Oh, I want to see lunch hour with the table flip. Go. As long as the Cubs don't make a move, I'll flip a damn table in here. Thomas, the Bears. And then we can just shift our focus to the Bears, which is going to be a whole nother fun thing. Pablo, watching the feed from Cubs fans here, it's like watching an episode of The Bear. Relax, Cubs fans. It's going to be okay. I love you. Jess, baseball's a marathon, not a sprint. That's 2 times we've heard that in the last 5 comments. We barely have cleared the halfway mark. Take a deep breath, guys. We were 100 games in. There's 62 to go. Almost every possibility is still out there. Every possibility is still out there. And why does Rich Hill need to retire after this year if he's still able to pitch at the big league level? Keep going, man. Live the dream as long as you can. Maybe it's a Chicago fandom experience that we're not used to winning. 1,000%, Al. We've had nothing worth cheering for. Yes, Chef. Love the Bear. Who doesn't? Eli, 27 runs after the break, and Luis has 7 himself. Eli, it's 35, bud. It's 35. Guff says, Mike, I'm so disgusted by the Cubs putting Ben, 10% dreams, 90% nightmares out there over and over to essentially throw away games before they even start. What do they expect from a 6 ERA guy? They need someone to soak up innings. They need to make a trade. I do not want the Brewers to obtain Eugenio Suarez. They are listed as a team you could go to if he goes to the Brewers. Division is locked. A, it's not locked. B, look at every contender right now. Every contender's name is linked to Suarez. The Seattle Mariners most recently is this morning. I'm y'all, Craig. What's up, MJ? Kurt, what's wrong with Jordan Wicks? He's got to be better than Brown. Jordan Wicks came up here and was not good either. You need to make a trade outside of your organization. Bill, Cubs will win this division and the World Series. Oh, look at Bill. Not a fair weather fan. We'll be okay. They'll win the next 4. Never give up. Brewers are going to end 6 games back. Wow. Well, we need more Bill in this chat. That series is going to be nuts. Fans will definitely drive up to Milwaukee, no question. It'll feel like a playoff atmosphere. Hope the Royals don't turn the Cubs into peasants, says Tom. Hot dogs at Wrigley will be $50 for that game. The big dumper needs to hit 3 homers against the Brewers tonight, no doubt. We have to go through the Brewers to win the division. They won the division last 3 years. I appreciate that respect, Marcus, but the Cubs are a better team. They have a better offense. Maybe they're not better pitching-wise. So I appreciate the respect. Agreed. Until someone knocks them up from that throne, they are the division champs. Bush better play tonight. Bush should be in the lineup every day. I went to a game in May, paid $16.78 for 1 8-ounce beer. Oh, that's brutal. PCA and Bush tonight. Need them both. What's wrong with starting Jordan Wicks? Oh, okay. That's like the third time we've heard Jordan Wicks' name. Stand by as we come down the stretch here. Here's what's wrong with starting Jordan Wicks. Because in 4 games this year, in 8 1/3 innings, 8 1/3, 9 earned runs, 2 unearned runs, 19 hits at 8 1/3 innings. 19 hits. He has a 9.72 ERA. Are we really going to be clamoring for Jordan Wicks? LC, my question is this. Why not give Connor Nolan, who's 9-3 in AAA, and Will Sanders, who's 5-0? Look, I think all options should be on the table. Wicks is awful. See? We Stinks. There it is, the We Stinks t-shirt from Godfather. Let's try to get a bet of the day here that can actually have some damn life, because I need to get these aviators back on. The Cubs tonight, they're so heavily favored against 45-year-old Rich Hill that I'm going to go to their stopper here and go to Matthew Boyd striking out 5 or more. He's been the one dude in their rotation outside of Shota who's been nails. We're on a little, look, we were horrible in June. It's been a rough July to start. I'm going Matthew Boyd to strike out 5 Royals tonight. That's the bet of the day. I want to get the aviators back on, and I need all of you guys to take a deep breath. I'm getting worried about everybody. Jess, make sure you clear space on the calendar for August 1st so we can see y'all after the trade deadline. Yell here and throw some tables. I will. Ben Frown, I like that nickname, hammering the Cubs run line of -3.5. Think about that. It's only plus 175 to win by 4 or more. That's crazy. I did see a comment from Pablo yesterday, the education of the betting lines and stuff. Happy to do that on this show, especially as football grows closer and we're all more willing or inclined to throw $10 on the Bears here or there. Guys, stop panicking about things that haven't happened. You're reading rumors too much. The Channel 4 news team is checked in. Ron Burgundy, the regression of the bullpen may continue and bring this back to reality. We all knew they were playing above their station. You already know, Guff, 9 days and counting. Scott, mega deal with Arizona. Cover all the needs, Scott. I totally agree with you, dude. I miss working with Chuck and Ozzy 100%. I love both of those guys. They're dear friends of mine. I miss working with them. I don't miss doing it here. I wish we were here with them. Cap's my brother, man. To have this going, Cap and Katie, myself, come on, man. We get to play in this is like playing on a playground every single day. Dan, my outlook hasn't changed. Put up 95 wins, let the chops fall where they may. Totally agree. There was a fan that landed in the basket to catch the ball. Really fun meme by Obvious Shirts last night. I'll laugh if Hauser goes back to the Brewers. I told Cap last week, if I'm the Brewers, I'm calling Adrian Hauser. 100%. Why wouldn't you? Call the White Sox. Get that deal done. Rich Hill is not dealing his ERA in the minors. But guys like Rich Hill aren't trying to get numbers in AAA. They're just trying to get work. David, let's just remember it's just a game. Take a moment, pray for Ryan Sandberg, no doubt about. Hammer that line. Lip says OD. Erica, Pirates swept the Mets a couple of weeks ago. Great reference right there as how quickly a team can fall. Possibility of the Pirates winning the division is not. That's funny, Jess. That's funny. Eugenio Suarez will up the offense. What about the defense, though? Exactly. Like, you're going to pay for that's what Andrew Vaughn has been great in the 8 games or whatever he's played for the Brewers. He sucks defensively. He does. And he dropped the ball the other day, Sunday in Los Angeles. That's why even with an OPS over 1,000 in Milwaukee, he has a .2 WAR with the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'm going to talk about this on the White Sox Recap podcast with BA here in a little bit. But I'm frustrated with the offensive production and what that means more for the White Sox. But come on, folks. If you have to your point about Suarez, the defense you can't take a big hit defensively. And how about Matt Shaw last night saying, hey, I hear all these rumors. Let me hit a 3-run homer. Evan, realistic Hall, McMahon, Edward Cabrera, and Finnegan. I like the Finnegan move. I don't think Jed pays the price for Suarez. He should be, but I think he'd pay the price for Suarez. I think what needs to happen is that the Diamondbacks need to admit that they're not in the race. They lost last night. They're 9 games back in the division. They're 5.5 out of the wild card. Keegan Thompson got DFA'd during spring training. He was up and down. Vinny Capra still available if you're looking for a utility infielder that can pitch. Mike, watch the postgame interview from Ben Brown last night. The lack of confidence can be top. Guys, a 24-year-old pitcher is not going to be permeating a clubhouse that's been together all year. I've been in enough clubhouses. A pitcher with no confidence doesn't permeate and become toxic in an animal. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Jimmy, Mike Talkman, too, could have signed him for cheap. Now he'll cost prospects. Sorry. That's the way we play the game. I learned yesterday Hill was the pitcher when AJ got punched in the face. How about that? Go all the way back to 2006 for that game. There's the bet of the day. We're going Matthew Boyd, 5 or more strikeouts tonight. I can't wait to come back here tomorrow on Hump Day and just take a deep. We're going to start the show tomorrow with a meditation. Win or lose. Win or lose, we're starting the show with meditation tomorrow. So get your meditation apps, get your Peloton streaks. We're going to do it tomorrow. Taking a deep breath to start the show. Appreciate you guys. Katie and I, we did the ordered.hooters.com. That is a flat out, felt like the right thing to do. Splurge a little bit. Ordered.hooters.com, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations. Get the drink of the month, the Repo Rita. Proud partners of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour, and certainly the Recap Lunch Hour fan. Appreciate you guys every day. Get outside. It's going to get hot. Get in the pool. Get in the lake. Cool off from the Cubs. Do it all. It's the Recap Lunch Hour. We do it every single day at 12:30. I'm Ryan McGuffey. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Deep breath. We'll see you tomorrow on the Recap Lunch Hour.